Hello, Urban Legend Stories. We have a typical neighborhood on our province Roxas, Capas. Oftentimes, there are no lights because the electric posts are always broken. We never know the reason why. Our house is near the sea. If there's a high tide, that's where we swim with my friends on the port. Not far away to our house, although it's only a few steps away from house. We prefer to swim by the port. There's a time when I'm with my friends swimming at the port. We are gossiping about the new neighbors, who are a couple and their house is near the forest. They are just wondering because, when the couple start to live there on our neighborhood, like she's very exhausted, also her husband, they'll see the old lady walking, who's always carrying some firewood, but in the evening, they seem to be fast and strong. They are very elusive to the people and they don't talk to anyone, and they can't look to you directly. We're even wondering why there's some kind of bird. We're always at the shores to catch fish. We're hearing when they start to reside here. We always hear it, but eventually we just don't mind it because there's nothing bad happening in our neighborhood and we don't want to judge people. Maybe we're just thinking wrong, it's risky. We don't want ourselves to be in danger. Days have passed. My dad tells us good news, that mom is pregnant and she's on her 4th month, that they didn't even know about it because there are no signs. Mom didn't feel like the other pregnant women do, like conception and the morning sickness that they usually say. Then when my mom feels kinda dizzy and went to the center, that's the time they know about her pregnancy. Mom always have a big tummy, so we didn't realize that she's pregnant. Of course, we're very excited about it. And since there's no class, Dad always telling me to look after mom because he and my brother were always at the shore catch fish. Sometimes there are squids and a lot more. For me, this kind of life makes me happy, and I'm contented with it. But of course, my mom and dad always says to finish our studies because that's the only thing that they can inherit to us. One day, my mom and I took us for almost about 6 in the evening on the road because we're selling some fish and crabs. It was all sold out before we go home. Mom and I bought some rice and our other necessities. On our way home, we bumped into the couple who were just newly moved in our neighborhood. They bumped into my mom, that it almost makes her fall. Luckily, I met her back that time. At the same time, she was held by the old man, and me and mom were very shocked. When her tummy was holding by the old lady, I can't forget what she said, that good thing you didn't fall before something bad happened to the child she's bearing. My mom is alert that she removed her tummy from the hands of the old lady, then she grabbed me further away. While we're walking, I even glanced at our backs to look at them, but what surprised and shocked me, that they are not there. When I looked at my mom, I got worried because of her expression, like she's soaked in vinegar. Then her lips were so pale. She's holding her stomach because she's so much in pain. When I looked at my mom's condition, it alarmed me. Because of what I saw with my mom, my fear to the old couple vanished and focused my attention to mom, that clearly is not feeling well. When we came home, my dad took care of her and just ordered me to arrange the purchased goods and to prepare the food. He asked about what happened. That's when I told them the whole thing that happened to us. Until sometime mom fall asleep, dad told us that mom is just exhausted due to our walk while selling. She just needs some rest. Evening comes and all are silent. There's no rain or any showers, but suddenly the electricity went off. For sure, it'll last for days, and it really annoys me. And I'm very irritated by the sound of the bird because it's too loud and not pleasing to the ears. I just let it be because we're kinda used to the sound, although that night it's different. I'm in the middle of my sleep when suddenly I woke up on a loud sound coming from the roof. It's like something fall, like a big human. It's impossible to be a cat because it's too loud. Shortly, there's something walking on the roof with heavy footsteps that you wouldn't think it's a cat. I also wonder because the sound of the bird reduced its tone. You can hear it, but it's weaker. At the same time, we hear a rustle in the room of mom. My brother and I looked at each other and we both got up to go to mom's. Then we light up the candle that serves as our light. When we enter the room, we saw our mom, who's really pale and feeling so much pain on her stomach. My dad is hugging her while sitting at the corner of bed and signaling us to keep quiet. Because of my feelings that's surrounded by fear, I just hug my brother. And we're still not moving on where we are standing near my mom's. We're observing our surroundings. We don't know what's happening. Then all of a sudden, We heard the noise on the roof again, but this time, it stops near the bed where my mom is. It seems like it's scratching the roof. That we couldn't explain. And on the window near their heads, there's something breaking down our window. My dad can't take it anymore. He suddenly got up and took a huge dagger, just like a long knife. At the same time, he ordered my brother to get salt and garlic, but like whispering to give some to us. At the same time, he ordered my brother to get salt, and he will hang it outside and spread all around the house. Then my dad and my bro went outside. I clearly heard my dad's voice, so angry and cursing. Suddenly, my mom lost her consciousness because of suffering from the stomach pain. I almost screamed to call my dad for help, but I was very startled about the tunge that's so freaking long. Hanging from our roof, fortunately, there's a small knife that dad had. On the small table near the bed, I took it. Then I used it to cut the long tunge. It took me by surprise after I cut it. My hands are full of blood, and when I open my hands, there's a small cut of tongue, and it's still moving and twitching. That's when I screamed out of fear. And because of my dad hear me shouting, they rush inside, then go straight ahead to mom. Maybe they thought that my mom fainted. That's why I screamed. When they entered the room, they saw my mom immediately. They just noticed me when they saw my bloody hands and freakingly asked if I have a wound. Then I point at the small cut of tongue on the floor. By that time, Dad is at rage, and he stepped outside carrying the salt and garlic to throw at the roof. Because of my nervousness and fear, I lose consciousness. The last thing I remember is that I heard my dad shouting that he will kill the Aswang monster. On the next day, I woke up on the simultaneous weeping of my dad, mom, and my brother. There's a physician and some people at the house. Because of my curiosity, I asked, "What is happening?" That's when my brother told me that the baby in my mom's womb is gone. I cried because of sadness and pity to my mom and to my sibling, whom will never be born alive. Also, there are 2 ghouls attacked us last night because of the strong feeling of my dad that the new neighbor are the ones who attack us last night. They head to them, but nobody is there while they're entering the house of the couple. The fishy, foul, stinking smell is covering the entire house, with some blood stains on it. Because of my dad's rage, they burned the house of the couple, so they won't come back ever again. Someone told that they bumped into the couple on the road, like they're on a rush. They didn't notice that they are gone all of a sudden. We haven't heard any news for the old couple since they left our neighborhood. It's been so hard and very hurtful on what happened to us, especially to dad and mom to lose a child, but we convey it to God and pray for our protection. Mom didn't bear a child anymore after that incident. She felt hurt because of the loss of our brother. Years have passed since the incident happened, but until today that I already have a husband, Mom always remembers my brother on her womb, and it's planted on our brain, the horrifying incident that happened to us. Hi guys, thank you for watching this episode. Please support my channel, subscribe and click the notification bell for new updates coming.